All right. Good morning, everyone. We are here October 10th, 2023 with a market update. We're about to be going live here. Let me share this one out on Twitter real quick. Let everyone know that we are live for the day. Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Market opening up right now as we speak. 6:30 a.m. on the West Coast. God bless you all. So much taking place right now. And we're going to break it all down for you guys real quick. And let the Discord... Gotta let the Discord know. Give everyone a second to grab their cup of coffee, get tuned on in, and let's get it rocking and rolling. I appreciate you guys so much. So full update coming in here. So much to talk about, and I'm thinking of... I pull up to make content, and I'm like, this is not the time to pull up and just make XRP hype content. Is the bullish case for XRP still there? Absolutely. It continues to grow on a daily basis. And I am going to include an update on where we're at in the crypto markets with Ripple, their move into Bitstamp, what Bitstamp is doing right now in conversations with banks, and then further confirmations from these other bankers that they absolutely know about XRP and Ripple, and they're excited to use it. But it brings me back to my video I made last week, billionaires and bankers burning it down, and where we're at. We have to take a look around, and we have to understand, this is the type of stuff we warned about going through as we, knew that XRP, the whole meme, the whole riddle was that we were going to rise from the ashes. Now, folks didn't take that literally, but they should have. Because we've been saying, guys, that this is a financial tsunami. We said war's here. It's already breaking out. The kinetic war started last year in Ukraine, Russia. That was just one skirmish. Now we see the Israel conflict. And I'm warning, too, about skirmishes breaking out here in the United States as well. It's about to get hot, to say the least. I mean, I try to make a joke about it, try to lighten up the mood a little bit. But I pull up and I just think... How can I, try to come up with some XRP hype video in the middle of the world burning down? We have to understand what's taking place. And so that's what I've tried to do on this channel. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me on these live sessions. This is kind of how I used to do it old school back, the last couple years as I was getting the channel going. I would spend a lot more time on lives. And, I like coming up here in the morning. Last night I'm thinking, what can I record? And I just thought, let's wake up again in the morning with everyone else. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. And we really appreciate it if you tap it, smash it, whatever you want to do with it. Hit it up and share it out far and wide. And let's get right into the markets. I appreciate you guys joining me this morning. Right now, the markets are back down 27,400 for Bitcoin, Ethereum at 1575, and XRP back below 50 cents. Let's take a look at it, folks. 49.5-cent XRP coming in here, 4-hour chart, taking a look at this thing, back down below 50 cents if you're looking to take advantage of it. The 2-for-1 deal is there for you. Bitcoin, here we are, 27,400. Got it. And let's take a look at our gold. Gold back down today, but big rally yesterday, big rally Sunday. The market opened and all the way through yesterday, we pumped on up to 1865. Had an incredible rally to end the week, though, guys. Remember, this is a 4-hour chart. Takes a little break over the weekend. We pick it back up, and we continued the run up. Big bounce off of 1809, essentially 1800 on your gold. But we've already started to rally, and we're already back up and moving to start this week. Cooling off today. We'll be watching that one closely. Now, it seems to me like the world really just... doesn't understand how bad this is. We did see oil break back up, but it really, I think, can do a lot more. This was actually relatively weak, I thought. Once again, back up a little bit Friday. Started off the week hot yesterday, back up to about $87 for crude oil. But I think this thing has a long ways to go. And overall, the sentiment that I'll share with you guys, we did a markets open update yesterday morning as well. And of course, the military industrial complex stocks were flying yesterday, some up 10%, Lockheed Martin and others, right? And the markets, a little bit jolted by the activity, but it's almost as if the markets aren't really understanding what's at play here, the implications of kind of what both sides are saying, what both sides are planning for. It's going to pick up significantly. Once again, by the way, guys, as always, I'm continuing to pray for this region, pray for our world, pray for peace. I really am. I want this conflict to get settled, but there's a really big agenda here at play. You have to understand this. This is big boys moving pieces on the chessboard that have been well in motion for a long time coming. Now, let's get right into it, guys. U.S., France, Germany, Italy, UK will help Israel defend itself, joint statement. So as expected, the West coming out to back Israel big time. Finnish government to make announcement on gas pipeline leak in Gulf of Finland. This is breaking within the last hour. We're going to watch this and we're going to wait for the announcement from the Finnish government. But we got a gas pipeline leak. Is this sabotage? Is this attack? Is this just a random act of nature? Let's find out. And once again, implications of where this goes. I don't think that the markets are really taking this one in. A second war could erupt in Europe between Serbia and Kosovo per CNBC. So it's really picking up. And the point is, guys, is that we've seen markets rally during wars in the past. It can happen again. It's going to depend on where you look, though, because this market's not going to treat everyone equal. That's for sure. Now, the memes just make themselves, folks. You can't make this up. This is a buried 2007 video of Senator Joe Biden discussing troop removal from Afghanistan. Quote, "And you leave those billions of dollars of weapons behind. I promise they're going to be used against your grandchild and mine someday." Wow. Gee. What a statement. Let's listen in here on what Joe had to say in 2007 about leaving billions of dollars of weapons behind in Afghanistan.
War today, begin to withdraw all American troops. It will take a year to get the American troops out. Do you hear me now? That's the truth. It will take a year to get them physically out. Now, if you leave all the equipment behind, you might be able to do it in 7 months. And you leave those billions of dollars of weapons behind, I promise they're going to be used against your grandchild and mine someday. And you leave those billions of dollars of weapons behind, I promise they're going to be used against your grandchild and mine someday. Or today.
Now, I have a smirk on my face and I chuckle, but it's not really funny. But I laugh because it's just a joke, the mockery. Now, he a little bit more cognitive there. Joe Biden kind of firing on all cylinders back then, wasn't he? Back in 2007. A much different Joe Biden that we get to experience today. And I think he was gone by midday yesterday. You know, this is where it's not political. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. You just got to ask yourself, what the hell is going on here? We're in the middle of a war. We're in the middle of a recession. Things are not good. And we're gone by noon? We take off after lunch? What are you talking about? Joe, the rest of the country's working 2 and 3 jobs. That's why your jobs numbers are so good. It's because we're all dying out here, financially speaking, begging for you to give us student loan forgiveness, going to our 2nd and 3rd jobs. And then they turn around and cheer us on. Good job, little guys, for getting your 2nd and 3rd jobs. You know? And once again, what a joke. The billions of weapons that got left behind that are going to be used against your grandchild, as he awkwardly gets in that old lady's face. What a guy. What a weirdo. What a weirdo. But he knew it. He knew it. And now they've let it happen. They've let it happen. And now we have no idea where our money's going, where our weapons are going. And that's my frustration as an American. Before we send any of our blessed troops here anywhere, let's figure out what's going on, where it went, where it's been going, before we decide where we're going to go next and how much money we're going to print to do it, because nobody wants our money. Everybody's dumping our money, our treasuries. They're stacking gold. They're moving to asset-backed systems. They're moving to trade DLT systems that don't involve the US dollar. And we're finished. And what are we going to do here? We're just going to fund wars across the whole country? Because it's breaking out across the whole world. You know, I don't like using the World War III term. I think it's a little dramatic. But at what point is it justified when you have skirmishes breaking out across the world? You have a line being drawn here, sides being taken. This thing's not going away. And Joe is gone by noon, sleeping. Unbelievable. And this is what pisses me off too. Don't forget, congressional officials, loaded up on defense stocks 2 weeks ago. If no one knew this was coming, then how did Congress know? No, they always know. They always know. And that's the whole setup that we're watching right now. Chinese property developer, this is not good over in China either, by the way. This whole war situation is covering up for the absolute collapse of the financial system around us. Chinese property developer Country Garden failed to make a debt payment after apartment sales dropped in September. See, everyone knows about Evergrande. Evergrande came up, it went away. It actually didn't go away. They just filed for bankruptcy here in New York. They're still going through it, but they're just one. See, Country Garden's the largest. Country Garden is also failing to make bond payments. This thing's going bust right now, guys. This is the Lehman Brothers of China happening as we speak. As Israel has its 9/11, this is full Lehman Brothers moment in China right now, guys. Country Garden said its sales have come under remarkable pressure and are down 44% this year. In September, Country Garden sales plummeted 81% to just 846 million. This comes just 2 months after China's largest property developer, Evergrande, filed Chapter 15 bankruptcy. As I said, the Evergrande story is not over yet. Nowhere near over. Meanwhile, the Chinese HY real estate index is down 85% from its high. Something is happening in China. Now, we've been talking about this situation for a couple years. Like I said, it kind of fizzled away. It was kind of a nothing burger. It's kind of what people think, right? All these things were supposed to happen. They don't really fall through. They don't happen on our timeline. We forget. And then another distraction, another piece of chaos and news comes across every single second that we're flipping through our TikTok or our Twitter. And we forget about this stuff that's been going on, is not going away, and is the Lehman moment for China. And now we're watching Israel. How coincidental. Right. And this is just the situation in China right now. Over the last 3 months, shout out Kobesi Letter, unexpected rate cuts by most since 2020. They've already pivoted with their central bank. They've already turned it back on. Removed 50% of their stock trade tax for the first time since 2008. I'm surprised they haven't made crypto legal again, fired up the crypto. You know, bring all the crypto mining back to China and let's run it through our dams once again. I'm surprised that they haven't done that. They're getting very desperate over there. So they've removed 50% of their trading tax for stocks. And this is the first time that they've done this since 2008. Considered making it illegal to short stocks. How about that? Making it illegal to short stocks. And they're considering the same thing here in the United States. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's just hand out participation trophies to everyone. Lowered rates on 5.3 trillion of mortgages for the first time since 2008. So they slashed the rates on 5 trillion of mortgages. See, their property crisis is in the trillions as well. They're already slashing those rates. This is why the bonds are taking a huge loss on these companies, is because you're not going to get paid out what you thought you were. These bonds that you invest, these are corporate bonds, right, in these different companies, and you're not getting paid. They're missing payments, and now they're reducing on how much you're going to get paid. They're already lowering rates on 5.3 trillion of mortgages for the first time since 2008. Remember, in the United States, last time around it was retail. It was, the ninja loans. It was kind of the retail level, and then it went to mortgage-backed securities. Now, this time around, it's commercial mortgage-backed securities. So it's commercial real estate in the United States, but the ripple effects will be going into residential as well. Don't get it twisted. Absolutely. But we have 1.5 trillion of commercial real estate debt that has to be redone by next year. So we're going to have to watch here. It's already burning down in China. Now, the United States is lagging as well. We're going to see that play out over the next year, though. Watch that one closely. HY real estate index down 82% in 2 years. Banks cut deposit rates for the third time this year. Evergrande files Chapter 15 bankruptcy. Country Garden misses debt payment in September, reportedly planning a new stimulus package. What is happening in China? China seems to be in a completely different economic backdrop than the U.S. While they are cutting rates and stimulating the economy, the Fed is saying higher for longer. We expect more volatility in 2024. So, this is the pivot that is already well underway by China's central bank. And once again, the United States with the Federal Reserve rug pulling the U.S. Main Street economy, they don't care about sacrificing us because they inflict more pain, more damage on everybody else that holds our treasuries, holds our bonds, holds our debt, and holds our money. So they get to burn down the rest of the world faster. It's just Main Street. You guys we're just pawns in this whole game. They don't care about sacrificing the middle class and poor of America. Are you kidding me? Burn it down because we're going to burn down the rest of the world faster. That's essentially what's happening here, and why you still see a flight to the US dollar, why the DXY topped out last year and had such a good rally. That's what brought inflation back down, price of oil, price of energy, price of everything coming back down during a strong dollar. That's flipped. DXY's fallen off, dollar's weak right now, and we'll have to see how it moves based off of the war that is now underway. But now, as we've been saying, the US can blame someone else for the collapse of 90% of the banks. Now, that might be a little dramatic. I don't know if we'll see a collapse of 90%. Maybe we will. Definitely possible. Maybe likely. It's bad. It's really bad. U.S. bank losses on held-to-maturity assets have soared to an all-time high of $400 billion. Now, depending on how you look at this, we've gotten tallies all the way from $400 to $500, $600 billion on the unrealized losses just on the held-to-maturity assets and the bonds kind of all together. You add on that commercial real estate that I talked about too. That's another 1.5 trillion. So right there, you have a couple trillion in debt that is not good on the balance sheets. These are assets, supposed to be assets on the balance sheet, but now they're at unrealized losses. Meaning, if they had to, hold them to maturity and sell them off here, if they actually had to mark them right now and they had to sell them off, it would be a realized loss of 400 billion. Some estimates even more, right? So these are bonds that they picked up when bonds were at 1% and 2%. Now the bonds have gone to 4% and 5%. They are losing money. They are getting killed, right? And this is the whole system burning down before us. Bank of America, one of the banks here in the United States, with about 100 billion of these held-to-maturity securities with unrealized losses. Bank of America with 100 billion. A significant portion of that estimate. Consumer funds, this is a report here from Bank of America. Consumer funds just saw their largest 2-week outflow since February of 2014. Outflows over the last 2 weeks were nearly double those seen in any 2-week period during the entire pandemic. Excluding February 2014, we just saw the largest 2-week outflow on record. Yet the S&P 500 continues to hold higher despite all of the headwinds. Is this the most resilient market of all time? Yes. That's what happens when you print the most amount of cheap, easy, funny money. That's what happens. But the flows are undeniable, and now we're seeing the draining occurring once again by Zhejun out of Twitter here. Silver vaults on Shanghai Futures Exchange has dropped below the integer level of 1,200 tons. Today, silver vaults of SFE has significantly flown out by 71,000 kilograms, with total vaults dropping to 117,000, betting a new low since the silver squeeze. So we got a new low since the silver squeeze taking place over here on the Shanghai. And as I reported here, we have the largest outflows. Where's the money going? Well, the smart money's picking up a little bit of precious metals, just a little bit. And we got a new weekly special from my good friend Andy Scheckman, Miles Franklin. Weekly special now live. Let's take a look at it. Half-ounce 2023 gold eagles while supplies last, only $115 over melt. That's for a half ounce of gold right there. How about that? And then we got half-ounce gold eagles. I guess he doubled this up. 1 ounce Morgan silver rounds while supplies last, only $2 over spot price. Just head to the link on down below for the precious metals, or my website, the precious metals link. Get in touch with my people. We'll get it shipped directly to you. And this is what we're seeing right now. The vaults are getting drained here in the United States at the COMEX. They're getting drained at the Shanghai since, levels we haven't seen since the lowest during the silver squeeze. And now we've entered a war. And I showed you guys what gold did after the Yom Kippur War of 1973. It went nuts. Did about 20x, 2,200% during the 70s. That's what gold did. You want a 20x? You don't need to trade a meme, right? Now, do we achieve a 20x for gold again? Well, that's 40, 50,000 gold. I don't know. Some people say so. My gold dealer says so. He's a character. He's a character with an incentive to sell gold. So, he says it's going to 50K. Okay. Sure. That's like me saying XRP is going to 50K. Maybe. But once again, what we see right now, the market is not really picking up on it yet. What's the market doing? Oh, let me stack some let me stack some Raytheon. Let me stack some military industrial complex, right? And it doesn't matter if the world's on fire as long as my stocks go up. Well, the stocks are due for a historical correction. Crypto's already been cleaned up, and the rotation into commodities already underway. It's accelerated outside the US. See, here in the US and happy slappy land, we're just having a good old time without realizing what is happening right now and how quickly this shift. The US dollar price that we're seeing on our trading view, on our charts here in the US, needs to be weighted against what's happening in the Shanghai Futures Exchange, where gold's already back up to all-time highs in US dollar terms. You understand that? So in other markets, other exchanges, they have already valued gold back up. It's already back at all-time high or very close to. Same with silver. With other markets, they're not trading their copper, their minerals, their oil for US dollars at all. See, it doesn't matter what the US dollar to oil ratio is in Russia, they're done with the dollar. You get it? In other countries, they're banning the US dollar as well. And this is what is underway right now. Very clear. And all the meanwhile, crypto continues to get squeezed out. So we've been warning about this. Here we are once again. The market's back down. XRP at 50 cents. We have clarity. We one part of the case. That's all good and dandy. The rest of the crypto space, chaos, burning down. I'm about to show you guys a couple new points that we have to add here on the crypto markets. And the rest of the global macroeconomic situation, not hot. But markets can remain stupid longer than you can remain solvent. So be prepared for that, right? What are the markets doing right now? We'll be taking a look here shortly. Give me 1 second. But we're going to go through our crypto update real quick. This is from Truth Labs, retweeting out our Ethereum whistleblower, Steven Narioff. A huge shout out to Steven for sounding the alarm on the corruption here in the United States. And he tags Mike Alfred. This is what I love about Steven, is he's just tagging, he's just hashtagging and getting the good word out. Mike, guess you didn't know that Ethereum was a vehicle for personal gain of Ethereum Joseph and Vitalik Buterin, aka Crypto Judas, at the expense of holding back the entire industry. Maybe I'll do an X thread on some of what really happened. Now, we see Truth Labs reiterate, as I've been saying, that the Ethereum cartel is holding back all of crypto. This is what we've been saying the whole time. This is why I'm so worked up about this and pissed off. It's not just holding back XRP. It's bigger than that. It's holding back crypto adoption here in the US, and it's holding back humanity. These guys are evil. It's corrupt. And they got caught. Just think about where all those investment dollars and dollars stolen from protocols could have gone to support those with interests that align with all market participants. Instead, it went to the Ethereum token factory. It went to memes. It went to a bunch of NFTs built on here. And it went to a bunch of scams that had no real value. And it created a token factory where 90% of those projects that did ICOs and raised funds from US investors are going to come get slaughtered by the SEC. So they helped out their buddies at the SEC by giving them hundreds of millions and billions of dollars of fines to go collect and serve up with the token factory, the ICO factory, the unregistered security factory, or in the words of Gary Gensler, the digital security tokens. Okay, we can debate whether or not the token itself is a security, but without a doubt, these guys violated the law, many cases with these ICOs. This is why the Ethereum cartel is so corrupt and why we shouldn't let up and be nice. Oh, let's play nice with these guys. No, these guys are all, holding back humanity. Instead, dollars have gone to corrupt, building hierarchical systems of control disguised as decentralized protocols. Our dollars have lined the pockets of a couple handfuls of regulators, VCs, and developers, and others willing to sell their integrity and the values of their communities for the disguise of success and monetary wealth. The whole crypto space up to this point is one big Ponzi scheme joke built off the Ethereum free pass corruption and the Ethereum cartel's own greedy desires. That's where we're at. That's what we've accomplished. for 90% of the space. 90% of the space going away. What's going to be left? It's going to be the legitimate utility. What is legitimate utility? Well, we see this. Bitstamp is in advanced conversations with 3 big European banks looking to offer crypto as confidence increases thanks to the incoming MiCA regime. And I recall Ripple picking up a stake in Bitstamp, and they did. This article right here I posted down below is the source, but of course, yes. Ripple picked up Pantera's stake in Bitstamp, making them a shareholder in this exchange. Very big deal. Conversations, advanced conversations, they say, with 3 big European banks. And once again, it just reiterates that the banks are ready to come on in to cryptocurrency in a major way. Now, Ripple commenting on Christina Campbell leaving Ripple as the CFO to now take a role as the Maven Clinic, full-time chief financial officer at Maven Clinic now. Okay. And Ripple confirms it has launched a search for a new CFO from Eleanor Terrett. They say, we are grateful for Christina's leadership over the past 2 years and her contributions to the company as we've experienced strong global momentum, business growth, and navigated regulatory headwinds. We wish her all the best in her next chapter. Ripple remains in strong financial standing and is laser focused on its continued success in key markets around the world. To me, this is a mission accomplished. This departure signs a mission accomplished. Good job. She's on to a next project, that Maven Clinic. And I don't see this as any sort of negative sign at all. At all. She was a big hitter, by the way, Christina Campbell. Absolute big hitter. For 2 years, she served Ripple during this lawsuit in a very important time to be CFO. Mission accomplished, and she's moving on. Fantastic. Fantastic work by Christina and the whole team at Ripple. Now, this is hilarious. Up here in Canada at Sibos, in-person perspectives on Ripple blockchain and digital asset implementation by banks. Someone from the XRP army, pulling up as a journalist. Excuse me, a little citizen journalism here, and asking someone attending Sibos for their take on DLT, on-demand liquidity, and whether or not he knows about Ripple and XRP.
Can I show your face or no? Yeah. Hi, we're here at Sibos, and this gentleman is taking his time to answer a couple questions about blockchain and if it's going to be implemented in the banking system. So can you let us know how Swift is going to use blockchain for sending money?
I'm not sure how Swift going to do it, but for sure they will. It's on its way, and we are doing trials on it.
Very good. And do you know about on-demand liquidity and DLT?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know about a company called Ripple, and are they being used?
Ripple, yes, of course we do.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Do you know about bills of lading going to bills of e-lading in the UK?
No, we are not involved on that.
Okay, but do you know about it? Being
Yes.
used on the blockchain?
Yes.
Trading is going to be on the blockchain?
We had listened about it, but we are not involved in it
Right.
at the moment.
Are you connected with Ripple in any way? A partner with Ripple?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's a very good answer. All right, I really appreciate your time. And can I ask your name? And
Arthur Pereira from T Eco Technologies.
nice. And are you here from Portugal?
Portugal.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's, of course we know about Ripple. Of course. Are you going to work with Ripple? Not yet. Not yet. And I see a new stance by the bankers, by the folks in the payment industry, to now lean in and get a little bit more cozy with Ripple. They were already friendly with Ripple behind the scenes, right? Little sneaky link with Ripple behind the scenes. Now they're getting real cozy and they're getting real out in the open. And it's across the board. Their consensus that they're moving into DLT technology. It's going to be massive. You have big headlines now hitting, $4.5 trillion asset manager Fidelity says that Bitcoin is the best, distributed ledger currency ever, was the headline yesterday. We see BlackRock, a 17.7 crypto earthquake about to come in to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And that's the headline, right? And I'll tell you, the headlines have gone so bullish that it concerned me. And as I said with BlackRock, when Larry Fink said that cryptocurrencies were going to transcend traditional currencies, I said, watch out to get dumped on. That's exactly what happened. Bitcoin back down to 25K is the big boys dump on us. And now we've entered a war. Crypto is going to continue to have liquidity squeezed out in the public retail markets. But I've been trying to explain, right, guys, all of these backroom deals don't hit the public retail exchanges in the public markets for our eyes to see. When somebody's picking up $1 billion XRP from Ripple over the counter, the market's not seeing that. We have no idea how much of these assets they've already picked up and accumulated and how much they're picking up as we speak. So watch out, guys. This is the moment in time, the final shakeout, blood in the streets. May God be with us, and I continue to pray for peace. This is it. Guys, this is all part of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Folks were really confused about this thing being all sunshine and rainbows. Someone's going to come save the day. It's all going to be happy, slappy, love, and, good vibes around. It couldn't be further from the truth. Now, I try to remain positive. I try to remain optimistic. And I ask God, help me survive and take my family, my business, and my community through to the other side. And we're going to be able to build some serious wealth, and we're going to use that wealth to have a positive impact on humanity. That's what this is about for me. If you appreciate what we're doing here, make sure you smash that thumbs up. We're subscribed. We've hit that notification bell so we don't miss market opening lives like this one. And then if you want to get tapped in with our exclusive Discord community, that's over at my website, zachrector.com, along with the precious metals, links to exchanges, and other available resources for our community. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you in the next one. God bless you all. Huge shout out to JJ, by the way, 2 Spot JJ. I see you. You're always showing the love, JJ. God bless.